Here we are. Hi, everyone. We are
Hi,
here
guys.
with KIERAN Robertson from Operation MINDCRIME, as you can see. Hi, KIERAN.
Hi,
Hi,
Kieran.
Kieran.
Hi,
Hi, Matt.
how you doing, guys? I'm
We-
just sharing this thing right here. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Let me just get this shared.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
We are not seeing you while you share it on Facebook, but go for it. It's important. How are you guys?
I'm fine, thank you for
Very
your.
fun, thanks. I'm great.
How are you?
I'm fine as well.
What are you drinking?
Good.
What are you doing? What?
What are you drinking?
He is
Oh.
back. Very
I'm
good.
good.
Hey.
There you go. Sorry, guys.
No
No
problem.
problem.
How are you, KIERAN?
I am good. I'm good. Just back home in Scotland, so relaxing. How are you guys?
Oh,
Good.
we
Very well.
we are very good, thank you. So you're in Scotland now. That's cool. When did
It's
you
been
come
great,
back?
man? Yeah, it's been nice to be home. And we came. I've been back here maybe 3 weeks now. We did. I spent some time out in Seattle. You know, we were in
Yeah.
the middle of an American tour when obviously the pandemic hit, so our tour got cancelled.
Yeah.
So we had to go back home. But yeah, I've been home about 3 weeks now, so it's been great to be back.
So you were stuck there. You were stuck over there because of the pandemic?
Yeah, man, we had like a whole American tour, and we were in Atlanta. I believe was the last show in Atlanta, and yeah, man, the whole tour just everything get pulled, you know, because they started doing social distancing, which you know obviously you can't do concerts because of that, and yeah, so we just all I went home, I went back to Seattle for a little bit to spend some time with Jeff and Emily and the family, and then came back to Scotland.
Wow.
That's great for you to be back, but you were lucky to have them over there as well.
Yeah, and it's crazy as well because now I think they have Americans have a ban on, so the UK people can't come over there. So
Yep.
and Americans can't come here. So I'm glad we left when I did. You know.
Oh yes, this whole situation is a pretty big mess. Do you have any news on when you could start again playing live or something like that?
Yeah, man. I mean, we have some UK dates that are booked in October, and we're hopeful that they can go ahead. We also have an American tour dates in November, and we believe they're going ahead as well. As far as it stands, we are still booking the shows, so you know, under whatever social distancing that happens, but they can't stop musicians from playing. You know, what about
Absolutely.
you guys? Any news on when you guys are playing?
Well, we are planning to play a show in next spring, I think. Well, actually, we released the album during the pandemic. It was a good idea, I think. We already had one show scheduled, but we had, of course, to cancel it and move it to this winter. But then again, it was moved to spring, and we are going to see if we will be able to do that. Because here in Italy, the situation is still pretty uncertain, like I think everywhere else. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Totally.
Also,
I
we
get
are
that,
trying
man.
to... Yep.
Just waiting to see what happens.
Yes, everyone, we are all in the same situation. We
Situation.
don't know what will happen, and we just have to wait and see.
Totally.
And practice a lot.
Yeah.
In the meanwhile.
Hi, Princessa. Hi. We
Hi,
we
Princess.
will get better. Have you been practicing a lot, KIERAN?
You know, I hate to admit it, but I really not. I really should be more. But yeah, I've been practicing Rage for Order and Empire. You know, the 2 albums we've been playing live of Queensryche and Jeff's. But I've been working on my album for Till Death Do Us Part, which is coming out. But as far as practicing guitar, I keep going. I need to spend the day practicing, but then I'm always like, oh, you know, something else comes up. Or so no, I should be practicing more. But I've been playing lots of Queensryche songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great, and that's what you need to do in case you have to go back on the street, like in no time, because I
Totally.
think it will be something like that. Like, okay, guys, we have to start touring like in 2 weeks from now, and we have to be ready.
That's the way it always is. Yeah.
So yes, you are used to it. So guys, shall we start with the questions?
Yeah.
Who wants to
Yeah.
ask the first question?
Let's start with a guitar.
Can I
riff.
actually ask you guys a question? I was
Yes.
trying to remember, what is
Yeah.
that song called? And I can't sing it, but you guys always opened up with it on the Anger tour we did together. It was the first song, and it's got this really cool like vocal sample at the start.
I think it's Hypermnesia.
Hypermnesia.
That's it. Me and Emily were
Yeah.
trying to work it out. We really want to listen to that song again. So Hypermnesia, can you save that? Okay, we know that now. There we go. Thank you, Francis.
You're welcome.
Welcome, thanks to you.
You're welcome to Kieran.
So one of the guitar
Yeah.
players should ask the first question.
I
since
can't
we are
hear you.
talking.
Yeah,
you-
I can
can you-
start.
I can't hear you talking.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you,
Now-
yeah, but I can't hear you, Simon.
It's not important. He's a drummer, so
Okay.
not a big problem.
he's a drummer.
Do you want me
Yeah.
to try and leave the chat and come back in?
Yeah, Simon, try to leave the chat and come back.
Okay.
Oh, I can hear him now.
Okay, we
Oh.
can go.
Okay, rock and roll.
We can go on. Yeah.
So Fede,
Okay.
Try now.
Yeah, I just was telling that maybe the guitarists should start to do the first question.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah. The first question, Kieran. Yeah, I will go.
I
The first
can't
question
hear him
is,
either, man. I'm so
when
sorry.
did you stop?
I
Really?
can't hear you.
Yeah, let's see if this goes back.
Okay,
Try
can
and
you hear
talk,
me,
Fede.
Kieran?
I can hear you. There you go.
Okay, let's
Oh.
go for Mauro as well. So it should be fixed now.
can you hear me, Kieran?
All of you, we're all perfect now.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay.
No, Fede.
Okay. Yeah. So Kieran, when you did start playing guitar and why?
Oh, I started playing guitar when I was maybe 7 or 8 years old. I think it's because I went to see Kiss the first time. You know, and seeing Iron Maiden as well. I saw them when I was dead young, and you know, I got a guitar from my dad's friend Peter. Gave me a guitar, my godparent, and then I just started learning from there. It was like the only thing I was good at and interested in. You know, probably like everybody that plays an instrument, once you find that thing, you're just obsessed with it. So yeah, I've started when I was about 8 and not done much else since then. And because of Kiss and Iron Maiden, that's where I started guitar.
That's great. And you were already a lot into it, even at that young age.
Yeah, my dad and their dead mum did into music as well, so they'd take me along to gigs, and then, you know, I was like that kid walking around with like the, you know, Slayer t-shirt and the long hair. So yeah, I've just always been into it and always liked it.
So it was something like natural for you to go there and wanted. Yeah, that's great. That's absolutely great. You are the second guest we have that started to play guitar because of Kiss and Iron Maiden, to be honest.
Oh really? Who else was that? Was that Max?
Yeah, no, it was not Max. It was a guy. It was the guitar player from Monument.
Oh, okay. Kiss and Iron Maiden, nice, man.
Yeah. Dan Bowney.
Oh yes,
Dan
Dan
Bowney.
Bone, not Dan Bowney. Who's Dan Bowney?
No, sorry. I don't know. Who
Very
said
good.
Dan Bowney? Not me.
No comment.
Yeah.
Good.
Sorry, Dan. Yeah, of course. You can go on.
Yeah,
And
Mauro, it's your turn.
Yeah, when did you decide to become a professional guitarist, and what brought you to take this decision?
when nobody would hire me for a normal job. When no, yeah, I did
Good
lots of
answer.
other work. I always wanted to make a living in music, but obviously it's very hard. So I did other work. I was a bartender. I worked in a factory. I did crew work. I think as a kid it was always the goal, to make a living in music. And I mean, I think if you make a living anyway in music, you've sort of made it. That sort of makes sense to me. So yeah, I guess that was just always what I wanted to do. And since probably I was about 8 years old, I wasn't. School didn't really interest me. I just wanted to be Gene Simmons. That was kind of my goal.
That's great. And when did you decided to do it? Well, I mean, it was like in a moment that you realized that you wanted to be a professional musician, or was it like just as it was supposed to be for you?
I think it was a bit of both. I think definitely going to see Iron Maiden when I was really young. I remember Steve Harris pointing at me, and that was like a big thing for me as a kid. I was on my dad's shoulders, and but I think since then I've never, like, as far back as I can remember, I can't remember not, doing this and not, like I'd skip school and go work in a music shop, and like I can't imagine not doing music.
Yeah, I get you totally, and that's always what I answer when they ask me the same question. I say, what else could I have done? I mean, there is nothing else to me. So yeah, that's good. But you decided to become a professional player because a bass player pointed at you. Just remember this. Yep.
Same thing with Gene Simmons. I didn't understand the difference at that age. And like I love like, Nicky Six. To me, Nicky Six was so for me, I was like, there's not really guitarists that do all the crazy jumping around shit that I like. So that's what I try and do. I try and be like the Nicky Six of guitars, if that makes sense.
That's good. The main difference between guitar and bass is that you can hear actually guitars, but not bass.
Did you start to play guitar taking lessons, or were you self-taught, or did you take some lessons during your learning process?
Yeah, it was really good because I started taking guitar lessons in school, and that teacher told me I never amount to anything. So I left the school guitar lessons, and my dad sort of taught me what he knows. He plays a little bit of guitar, and then there's a thing in Scotland and Paisley called Loud and Proud, which basically you can go to if you're a young kid, and they put you in bands and they get you lessons. So when I was like 10, maybe 11, 12, I was playing in like bands all around Glasgow with like other young musicians, and I mean that helped my playing and more than anything, because you actually get to play with other people and learn these songs, and so that was really helpful for me. But most of it's just self-taught and learning songs and writing a lot of songs as well. I think that's really helpful to learn guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, yes, hi.
Oh.
You started playing bands. Hi, Raquel. You started playing in bands when you were 10, right?
Yeah, man, like really young. There's like really like embarrassing
Crazy.
videos. Yeah, online playing. But again, that was just all I did. That didn't seem like it didn't seem out of the normal to me to just go and play shows, and like I just always in that lifestyle.
Yeah. And
we have a question for you.
Oh.
Did Kieran ever met Steve Harris after he started his music career? That's interesting.
I didn't. I've not yet. That would be cool. Yeah, I always think that, like, that I've met. The biggest one for me recently was, I'm not trying to name drop or be an arse, but I'm a huge Poison fan, and we played a show with Bret Michaels, and like he invited me up on stage, and I got to sing Rock and Roll All Night with Bret Michaels on stage. So to me, that was kind of my, okay, I've done all right, because I'm singing a Kiss song on stage with Bret Michaels. But no, Steve Harris would be cool. I need to meet him and let him know.
And Kristen says hi to you.
Hello.
And also hi to Emily.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Emily. I won't show her face. She's Emily's sitting next to me.
Also, Enrico says, I can play the flute. Yeah, I'm sorry for you, man.
You know, I think a flute would go really well with some of the Ravenscry stuff.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think it's the kind of flute is
Is it a
intended.
different type of flute? Is it?
Yeah, I think it means the recorder.
I never get that because I have some problem connection. What a surprise.
Yeah, no problem. Let's just go on with the next question from Mauro, since he doesn't have any connection problem.
Okay, let's go on. What was your first guitar, and do you have any lovely memories of it?
Yeah, man, I still have my first guitar. It's like an old Yamaha Pacifica, like an 80s
Oh, wow.
white Yamaha Pacifica that I get given again from my godparent Peter. He gave me that, and when I first got it, it had big black gaffer tape on it because the person I had it before had wrote big fucking noise on it. So I was like 8 with this guitar that's got like all the swearing on it. But I still have it, and you know, it's a great guitar, but I have really fond memories of playing it. But I sort of got guitars quite a lot. Every time I'd save up money, I'd always buy guitars. So I changed up a lot until I found Framus, and then I get my deal with them, and now I only use Framus guitars.
Yeah.
That was my wee Pepsi, the wee sponsored ad bit. Did you get that? That was thrown in the spot.
We have another question for you from Kristen. When can we expect new music from Till Death Do Us Apart? No, Do Us Apart.
Yeah, we're finishing up that new album just now. Thanks for the question. We're finishing that up, so that should be out hopefully before November for us touring with Geoff. So soon is the answer, very soon.
That's great. Okay. Also, we have Matthias saying hi to you and greetings to Emily from Berlin.
I'm like that guy, Pete Davidson, who's only famous because he dated Ariana Grande. So
also, we can hear her laugh behind the scenes. So say hi to her from us as well. That was great. Everyone was writing me when I was touring, and everyone wanted me to say hi to Emily. Why?
Yeah. Something about that.
Kieran, what was the first song that you learned with the Pacifica?
Oh, first song I learned Pacifica. It must have been Iron Man by Black Sabbath. That must have been the first. You know, it must have been one of the first riffs. And then I just remember writing songs. You know, probably actually the riff from Operation Mindcrime. You know, the that was really? Probably one of the first riffs I learned. But yeah, I mean, I love a good guitar riff. There's nothing, can't beat that.
Yeah.
That's great. Not like other guitarists I won't mention that do not have their first guitar. Right, Mauro?
Yeah,
you sold it.
You sold your first guitar?
Yeah, man.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, but it was worth it. He bought. What did you bought? An Ibanez.
An Ibanez Ergodyne.
It is not even made from wood.
It's a kind of wood, man. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I changed the pickups, so it is not bad.
So now the pickups are more valuable than the guitar. That's good.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Better than my first guitar. So.
Yeah, was it a Behringer, I think?
Yeah, starter pack. Totally shit, but you know, it's in my attic.
Did you guys get those guitars over in the UK called Burningstons? And they were like the cheapest guitars you could get, They would
No.
like destroy your fingers. No. I
No.
remember
No.
getting one of them. They're like
No.
$60.
How much for a guitar like that?
$60.
Really?
Like cheap guitar, but they'd break your fingers up and they were horrible.
Yeah, but you know the
Unlike
good.
Famouses are great guitars.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, famous. Yeah.
if you learn to
I just
play
like-
on one of those awful instruments, then when you get a real instrument in your hand, you have the feeling like, oh my god, I'm good.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the same sensation when I switched from my first crappy bass to a real bass, and it was something like, oh, wow, so is that easy actually?
Yeah, it's the same for me for a Behringer. Then I switched to a Joe Ibanez, so it was the entry level of Ibanez guitars, and it was good. So
Well, maybe
It
you
was
can
same for
help
me.
our bass player,
Yeah.
Jack Ross, out because he started with this really bad Ibanez bass and then he moved on to a Fender, and that helped a bit. And now he's got a Spectre, which is like the top of the line bass, and he's still
yes.
shit. So what's that do to help?
Yeah, I started with some crappy Ibanez actually, and then I switched to a better Ibanez, and now I play both the Ibanez, the 6-string one you saw on tour, and also a Spectre, which is way better, I have to say. So yeah, I can feel the difference between crappy basses and the good ones. They're very, very, very different.
Totally. And the
Oh,
Spectre just sounds amazing.
Oh yes, you can play anything with that bass, from funk music to rock to metal. It's very versatile. It is very good, and also it's very comfortable, the neck and all the stuff. Amazing tone as well. We have a question from Justin Hanlon. Hey Kieran, do you have a favorite guitar?
I do have a favourite guitar. Thanks for the question. My favourite guitar is the KIERAN Robertson Custom by Famous. It's my custom guitar. They made me. Famous is, if you play bass, Famous is Warwick, the bass company. So they make guitars as well, and they're brilliant. You can actually buy the guitar on the Famous website. They have tons of other models, and the guitar I was actually playing on the Rage for Order tour was Wolf Hoffman signature from Accept. Famous actually make his guitars as well, so I've been playing that. But they're great guitars. I can't fault them. So they are 100% my favorite guitars.
That's great.
Yeah, they're good.
Also, what?
No, because Famous also did, I think, two beds, two amplifiers. One is the Dragon.
They did.
And the other one is the Cobra. And I just tried the Dragon amplifier before the COVID, of course, by a friend of mine, and it's a beast.
Yeah,
It's
man.
a really total machine / metal machine. Yeah.
They were great. Famous actually
By the way.
took me out to their factory, and they showed me all the old amps and the guitars, and they've been such great people. But everything they make is incredible. All handmade and beautiful guitars.
Is it the same factory where they do the basses, the Warwick basses?
It is, yeah. So it's just the one big massive factory in Nuremberg. It's actually in a place called Markneukirchen. I don't know how I remember that, but it's in Markneukirchen. And it's a massive factory. They have all the Warwick showroom, and I believe it's actually open to visitors as well, obviously once everything's over. So if anybody's in Nuremberg, you should check that out.
Oh yes, I always dreamed about having a Warwick made in Germany. So yeah, it would be great.
Awesome, they're great basses.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
And are you with Spectre just now? Are you with anybody? Are you?
No, it's just a bass that I use in the studio with some important Italian artists. It was him, then he just decided to give it to me, and
Nice.
yeah, but it is very good actually. But it has also only 4 strings. Oh, we do have here
Jack.
Ross.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Jack. How are you, man?
We were just talking about bass.
Yeah, we're talking about bass.
So this was the boring stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go on with the next question. We were talking about your early influences, but which are the albums and the bands that have influenced you the most during your musical growth? And which are the guitarists that have influenced you the most?
I think bands-wise, it was definitely Kiss. To start everything off with, it was definitely Kiss. I really loved I loved the whole theatrics and everything what they did. Guitarists, I always loved like guys like Slash and Van Halen. It's Eddie Van Halen. You know, I wasn't really into too much of the sort of twiddly stuff. I really obviously respected Chris DeGarmo as a guitar player, still do. He's an incredible guitarist. But yeah, I was really into sort of only metal until relatively recently. So just all the sort of old school metal acts, that's what really got me into music and guitar.
That's great. Also, Jack wants to say something about Spectre.
That's because they're paying him.
And that's also because he used caps. And which one is your favorite tattoo? Matthias asks.
My favorite tattoo, my favorite. I'll get my girlfriend Emily's looking at me. I've got her lips tattooed on me, so that's my favorite tattoo. I don't know. I love my Edward Scissorhands portrait. The one I've got here. It's
I remember that.
Yeah. Ooh. So is that there? Where's my? No, there's my. Yeah, my Edward Scissorhands portrait. But yeah, I think once you start getting lots of tattoos, they all kind of blend into one. And yeah. What about you guys? Have you guys get any more tattoos since the tour?
Fede got 2 tattoos.
Yeah, I got 2.
Oh,
two
that's
tattoos.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One is this. Yeah, on the left arm. My aim is to cover all the left arm. So
nice.
This was the first one. As you can see, it's a shark. Okay.
It's a tuna.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a tuna.
I saw that on your Facebook.
It's not a tuna. And the other one is a scuba diver. So
awesome. They look great, man. They look really good. Yeah, they look really like old school traditional.
And
it's very nice and traditional.
Yeah, they are traditional, but the tattoo artist, who is a friend of mine, he decided to did some unconventional, traditional subjects. Okay, so the design is more modern, as you can see. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't hear you guys. I have some problems. I don't know why.
That's great.
Yeah, I know. Stupid internet connection.
Yeah, we know you have some problems, man.
Yeah, the connection is the last.
Yeah, by the way, there are. Thank you.
I was saying that we are pretty much unconventional because we don't have any other tattoos. Only Julia has one tattoo on her, I think, right
it's
arm.
A jellyfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know for a metal band, you guys are quite tattooless.
Yes, we are. but we want to be, different. Everyone has tattoos, and we want to be different.
Except me.
Oh, Justin says that he would have figured that your favorite tattoo would have been somewhere on Emily.
Yeah, what have you got that I like? Yeah, I like your coffin and your rose and stuff. We actually we just get not matching tattoos, but we both got our fingers done on the last tour. So
yeah, I think oh yes.
Oh
yeah, we both get
so romantic.
Okay. I know.
Was
right?
Was it in Holland?
No, that was in that was in I don't know, somewhere in America.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe Philadelphia.
Yeah, because I remember that during the tour we did together, you were trying to get matching tattoos with someone from Alcyon Way. Did
Oh
you got them?
no, we never ended up doing it. But
Oh,
I know I had so much fun. The House and Way guys actually came out to see us in Nashville and Atlanta last time as well. So they're great, man. I love those guys.
yeah. It was Aaron, maybe. I don't remember.
Probably,
Aaron
man.
wanted to make it to in Budapest, but
Oh yeah, it was Budapest.
he didn't make it.
Yeah.
Also, oh well, we'll talk about this later. Okay, yes, of course, yes. The tattoos tells the story of the person without them speaking. Also, to be honest, I never ask about tattoos because I think it's something kind of personal. I never ask about the meaning of the tattoos. I just stare at them and I appreciate them.
That's awesome, man. I think that's the best way to be because I mean, mine mean nothing to me, to be honest. But I get people that will come up and they'll grab your arm and they'll twist you, and you're like, "Whoa, don't touch me."
Yes, respect first. It's art. You don't have to touch art. So, do you play any other instruments besides guitar?
Oh, we lost him.
Yes, we will probably be back soon. Do you guys play other instruments besides guitar? Simon, do you play other instruments besides guitar? Yeah,
The
he has to
piano.
be back. The piano. Okay.
Really?
Here we are.
Hey,
Here
sorry.
we
about that.
are again.
No problem.
No problem.
I was asking you, do you play any instruments besides guitar?
Yeah, I play a little bit of bass, a little bit of piano, but I do sort of more synthy stuff. The instrument I keep trying to play but can't is drums. That's very hard, Simon. That's a hard instrument to play.
Yeah, I agree. But I like to write drum parts, to be honest. But I would not be able to coordinate. It's something that I just can't do.
Totally. Me too.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's
And,
why he usually writes impossible drum parts for Simon.
yeah.
Yeah, he is always very happy to enter the studio when I wrote the drum part. It's one of my goals, actually, trying to give him hard times in the studio and live. And sometimes I write parts when he should have 3 hands to play, but it figures out a way to play them, so that's good. Not my problem. The computer plays
Just
them.
get a drum machine.
Yes, I usually use the computer. My dream is to get rid of the real drum player and just use the computer even live. That's great. You don't have even to use the click, so
Well,
that would be good.
we just switched to an electronic kit for this tour for Rage for Order, and we play. It's like the Roland TD50, I believe it's called. It's like one of the really good Roland kits, and it sounds awesome, man. Like it's so nice in the ears. It sounds great out front. So I think it's a way forward.
Oh yes, even the cymbals.
Yeah, I mean, we had to. I'll be honest. It took us a few days to try and get them. The rest of the snare and the kick. Once we'd had a day on them, they sounded great. The cymbals took a bit of work, but I feel like if you really work with it, you can make it sound. And I mean that whole kit fits into 2 hardware cases, so we can fly it everywhere, and it just makes so much sense. And once you spend time on it, I do believe it sounds like a live kit.
Oh yes, also no sound check needed.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
All in ears just show up. It's great.
Wow.
Was actually Josh playing it? Or
It was not Josh. No, that tour, that would have been Edu Cominato, who plays with Jeff Scottsoto. He's a Brazilian guy, and then we have Danny Laverde, who also drummed with us in America. They both played that kit. But Edu, who's actually a Roland artist, loves the kit. He says it's incredible. He actually just got the deal after the tour. I think he'd been working that a while, but they're great and the kits are phenomenal.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Oh, we have a difficult question for you. What is your favorite guitar part from Queenstrike or
Whoa.
Operation Microchrome songs?
That's a good question. Nobody's ever asked me that before. My favorite guitar part, you know, I think it's probably the solo to Eyes Are a Stranger, because I think I play that part live, and I just think that's normally the end of the set. Everything's going good. It's not the most it's a challenging solo, but it's not the most technically challenging, so I'm not panicking too much that I'm gonna completely ruin it. You know, I do also love the start of Jet City Woman, but that's a bit harder, so there's also the added stress of hopefully I don't hit a wrong note, don't hit a wrong, you know. I really do, but you know, I think the solo and Eyes Are a Stranger, definitely my favorite guitar.
Great question and great answer. So good. Let's go back with the bad questions, the one we wrote.
Yeah, man, we know you as the guitarist for Geoff Tate and his project Operation MINDCRIME. And how did you join the band?
My dad put on my dad's a booking agent, and he put on a Geoff Tate show in Glasgow. It was an acoustic show. So I was like, oh fuck yeah, like, Geoff Tate's coming, Dad can get me in, cool. So I went to the show and ended up seeing Emily, who was selling merch, and I didn't watch the show, I was just chatting her up. And Emily said at the time, oh, she writes lyrics, but she couldn't find anybody to write her music. So I was like, oh, I'll write you a song, because I had like a home studio, and I figured it'd be cool to just, you know, even say, oh, I've worked for Geoff Tate's daughter type thing. So I sent her the song over, and she really liked it. And like a week later, their band that they had to tour America, you know, Emily loved the song. I think you said rent I can do to repay you, and I said as a joke, like, oh, if your dad ever needs another guitar player, you know, not expecting anything ever to come of it. And like a week later, their band had visa issues and they needed a band, and I was the only one smart or stupid enough to fly out in a week's notice and learn all the songs. So I flew out to Texas like a couple of weeks later and started touring, and it's been the same ever since.
Wow,
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's great. Awesome, just awesome.
Yeah.
Did you bring any of your friends to the band, or were there? Because, you know, I was impressed. You were all very young and talented.
Yeah. So what happened was I got the gig, and I you know, obviously I'm together with Emily, and I know Jeff and Susan really well, and you know, man, just you guys know what it's like in the music industry. Just jobs open up, you know. So I really believe in hard work. If you want to get in with a band, be the drum tech, you know, be the guitar tech, because jobs open up. So initially I needed a guitar tech for the States, so I get Jack Ross, who I knew was a better bass player than he obviously was a guitar tech, but so Jack came and texted me for a while, and then Tim Fernley, the bass player at the time, he left, and then Jack came on, and I get my mate Chris to do sound. I think I've just tried to collect sort of people my age that are driven and good at what they do, and Jeff and Susan are so good that they actually take the chance and believe in young artists and young musicians, because, you know, you get that, you show up to venues sometimes and you see the grumpy old venue staff, you know, it's been there for 30 years, like these 20-year-olds are going to come in, and that's cool, but you know, no, I think it's great that everybody's there young and we're all up for a challenge.
It is. Well, you, of course, you were amazing on the tour, but you're always amazing live. And I think that you said something extremely important, and I think it's something very strong to tell people that are struggling with their instrument or something like that, because, you know, you have to stick with it and wait for the moment, because when it arrives, and it's not if it arrives, but when it arrives, if you are ready and you get the opportunity, you will do it. I mean,
Totally. I completely agree with you. It's about I don't believe in people say, oh, you're so lucky. You know, people say, oh, you're so lucky to get the Geoff Tate tour, or you're so lucky to
it's not luck.
you put yourself in places for opportunities to have. You know, you don't get to the places without the hard work. So yeah, totally, I believe in that.
Oh yes.
I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Talking about tours and live shows, you did different tours around Europe and America, the States. Do you remember your first one, and what were your thoughts about it?
My thoughts about it were I didn't know I could get this much free alcohol. that was truly that was my thoughts, because I'd never toured on that level. Like I get signed to a management agency in Berlin when I was like 16, and I did some stuff out there, which was great as well. But I'd never like toured, you know. So I'm showing up at the tour bus. There's like free beer every night. You're like, whoa, you know. I loved it, and the fact that I'm getting to play in front of, you know, hundreds, thousands of people every night. The first tour truly felt like, okay, this is like a once in a lifetime thing, and then it just sort of became what I do, which is really cool. You know, but everybody does that the first tour, they drink and go whoa, and then they suddenly go, no, I can't play with a hangover. So, but yeah, I remember my first tour being just very amazed at everything.
That's great. Also, I think that the quantity of alcohol is proportional to how good you play, because if not much people shows up, you won't get all the alcohol you want.
Totally. Well, that's the same thing. You always know how many tickets you've sold by how good the wine is they've bought you. That's kind of a, you know, you always sort of judge it by that. But yeah, I mean, I also think though, if bands, you know, bands obviously shouldn't be drunk before they go on stage, but I think there should be a few beers in it for bands always, you know.
Oh
Because we need
yes.
it. We've played a show, you know.
Yeah, a few beers, yes, but you know, that amount of alcohol. I remember that actually in our tour we do add too much alcohol. At some point, we had the fridge of the tour bus that was stuffed with alcohol, and we decided to just throw away the cheaper one because we didn't have room for actual food.
Yeah, how crazy is that? That's the
Yeah.
the only time in the world that you will look at like bottles of Jack Daniels and go, "I'm going to throw this away." That's
yes, yes. It's just a survival thing, you know.
Totally.
Because otherwise, you would never throw away whiskey. So, talking about this tour we are bragging about, can you describe your tour experience with Geoff Tate and Operation MINDCRIME? And do you have some funny stories to tell about it that you can tell?
Yeah, man, I remember that. That was a good tour. The Housey and Way guys on that tour just got me so drunk the whole tour. You guys did as well. I remember distinctly. One show, it was Rotterdam or somewhere. A fight nearly broke out, and oh, actually, this is a good one. We were in Rotterdam. Okay, you guys were with us at that point. Yes, you guys. Yeah.
Yes,
we did
yes.
Yeah.
we did Rotterdam, and I'd finished the show, so Angra was on stage, and I was in the backstage having a beer, and Jack and Jeff were on the tour bus. So I get a phone call, a text from Jack saying, "Come quick, people trying to get on the bus, hurry." So I was like, oh wait, no, that was Spain, but yeah, it was in Spain. So I was like, okay, wow. So I ran down out the venue, you know, like jumped out thinking there was like these guys trying to break onto the bus, you know. So I jumped out. I'm like, hey, what's going on? It was this one old lady who was just chapping in the window, and Jack was too scared to like open the door and be like, could you please move? Like, thanks. So that was funny. It was great. I remember. Do you remember? I remember taking a space cake in Rotterdam with Housey and Way, and then you guys. And I remember I think I came onto your bus for a little bit, and then was just like, I need to go. Like, it was a fun tour. Great tour.
Oh yes, it was a lot of stuff outside of the stage, you know. I remember that you and Emily actually introduced me to The Office. I never watched that show.
Oh, The Office. Yeah,
oh yes, Yes, I just finished it, and it was absolutely great. Of course, my favorite character is you know,
Dwight.
Dwight Schrute,
Right.
and,
Oh,
and it's awesome.
I'm watching it right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, it's
Which is your
crazy.
favorite character?
Probably Michael.
Mm-hmm.
He's so absurd that he makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah, they told me that the Office UK is even better. Do you agree, Kieran?
You know, I'm gonna get shit for this, but I don't agree. I watched the UK one first, and then I watched the American one after, and I really struggled to watch the American one at the start because I'd already seen the UK one, and it's pretty line for line. But the American one to me is way funnier. I think Steve Carell, and who's the guy that plays Jim?
I think
John Krasinski or something like that.
John Krasinski, yes.
Yeah, he's great. So I think they're good. Yeah, and I don't like the Pam in the UK version. I prefer it, like the Pam is nicer in the American version.
Okay.
I'm glad you guys like The Office, man. I wish you'd watched it before. I love The Office. Like, that's dope.
You showed me like maybe the first or the second episode of the fourth season, and not having the background of all the characters, I didn't get a lot of things, but when I watched it, it was just amazing. I started watching it. It didn't caught me at first, but then it was something growing, and I don't know. I love Dwight Schrute. The Schrute Farms. That character is just awesome in every single way. Yes. Oh, yeah. Let's go on, guys.
Yeah.
Speaking about remembering that tour, how was touring with us? Be honest.
Be honest, as if I'm gonna lie to you guys. No, I really enjoyed touring with you guys. You know, I really hope this comes off okay saying this, but like we tour with a lot of opening bands and we deal with a lot of opening bands. And the thing that I was like, as soon as we first worked with you guys, and I was like, okay, the tour's gonna go smooth because you guys were on stage and off stage so fast, like because you had that self-built rack,
Yes.
like the amount of times we play shows where the people don't realize that 15 minutes changeover means you got off stage in like 2 minutes, so we love that you guys were, you never, you're always so respectful, and you didn't like smell weird, you guys were great. You guys were, like, awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. We think that those are the important things when you are on the road, because life on the road is difficult. Could be difficult sometimes. Living with other people you never met or something like that, and sharing the spaces, it's always something hard. But the stage time and the stage changes and all that stuff, we learned the hard way that if you take too long to go on stage and just get ready, they will just cut your set. So
Totally.
we wanted to play as long as we can.
Totally. And that's why I think, like, with you guys having that whole setup of you have everything tracks, everything ready to play, you can go anywhere with just a PA and a drum kit. It's so much easier to. That's the only problem I think though, with new bands that just instantly become famous, because we've all toured for years as support bands, so the etiquette, you sort of learn the unwritten codes and what not to do. But no, it's really a dying art. So it was so cool when I saw you guys were like, okay, these guys know their shit, everything's going to be great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How
Thank
was
you,
touring
Kieran.
with us? Be honest.
I'll just let the other speak first. Fede went away. He disappeared. So he didn't like the question.
Well, for me, it was amazing because I learned a lot of stuff from you. Of course, I had a lot of fun because it was there was a real good mood during the tour. We laughed a lot, and of course, everything was very nice
I'm
and
back.
professional, and also. We had a good time with Elsion Way that were sharing the tour bus with us. That was very important. And actually, I learned a lot of stuff. That was one of the main things that I brought with me after the tour. And also after the tour, I felt like I made a lot of friends. And I don't know, it was really emotional for me. After the tour, I was kind of sad of me about missing you so fast. Yeah, yeah.
No, man.
I remember that the first night of the tour, I was dreaming about the tour. I was dreaming about the guys. Oh, where's my friend Ari? Where is my friend Kieran? Where are they? I had a night, and my girlfriend actually took a video about this night. I was talking during the sleep. That was
I remember that.
hilarious.
Oh man. Yeah, we call that the after tour blues. We say every tour you get off of, you always get a bit sad because you miss the people, and it really does become like one big family, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, Turkey for me, it was an amazing experience, and I remember you guys. You impressed me, you of Operation MINDCRIME, because of the professionality. You know, you were on stage kicking ass, and you were very interlocked with each other. I could see that you played a lot together. It was great. You had a great punch, and there was a lot of power coming from the stage when you were playing. And also, the other thing that impressed me was the professionality down the stage. You know, you were always very respectful of other people, working with you. And even if you had, I don't know, a bad day or a bad moment on stage, down the stage, you were always extremely respectful to other people and extremely friendly. Even if you were pissed off and someone came to you saying something, you were always there and extremely friendly to everyone. I was impressed by that. It's not common.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And it's very easy to get pissed off when you're touring with like all your friends. Like you guys must be at each other's throats all the time. Like even though you love each other, when you cram 10 people into a bus, sometimes you're just gonna want to kill everyone, you know?
Oh yes. Yeah, but I was impressed by that. What do you guys remember, Mauro and Fede? How did you feel about touring with them?
Oh, it was great for me because it was my first tour, European tour, by the way.
Nice.
And so I was really excited about that, and touring with GEOFF Tate and the other guys and Angra was it was really, I can say that, fantastic, amazing moment for me and for my little career as a guitar player. So it was really good, and I have a tons of memories about that tour, and yeah, it was great.
What about you, Mauro?
Yeah, for me too. It was one of the best experience in my life, I think, because it was my first tour in a.
Can you hear me? Because I have some problems. I can't hear you.
Yeah,
Can
but
you
we
hear me?
can hear you, so
I
let's
don't know
just
why,
mute his
but
microphone.
tonight is like that.
Okay, can you hear me,
Can you
guys?
hear me, guys?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you all.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was saying it was one of my the best experience of my life
Okay.
in every kind of aspect. So as you said, it was like a family. In 3 weeks, you share everything with the guys, and you share the difficulties, you share the fun stuff, you share everything. So it was easy to create a very straight bond with the guys, and I was really like Simon. I was really sad when all the all the tour end up, and thank you guys for. I learned a lot, as Simon said. I learned as I think there was a real balance between professionality and uh, entertainment. I don't know if I'm explaining myself.
No, you're great, man. I totally get you. It's that fine line between you need to be professional, but
Yeah.
also we're on a rock tour. Let's make this fun. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Going for a moment back to the music, Matthias is asking which song was very difficult to learn on guitar.
All of them, literally all. They are all very hard to learn. I think the hardest song probably was maybe either Before the Storm, which is a really old one, off of The Warning, or The Whisper of Rage for Order that I'm doing. That we're doing live just now. That's probably one of the harder ones, just because of that middle section. But yeah, they're all hard songs, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you were when I saw you playing live, I know that the songs are difficult to play, but they didn't seem difficult when you played them, and that's a sign to me that you nailed them.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I think as well. I mean, when we did that Angra tour with you guys, that was maybe our 200th or something show of Operation Mindcrime. So we'd done that album for so long and toured it, and I felt like we were sort of a unit by that point. But yeah, man, it took a long time to get to that, and just little tweaks, and kept changing the live show, kept evolving, kept making it better, and then all of a sudden it becomes like second nature,
Oh yes, you can feel it when you are listening to it. So it was great.
And I also remember the feeling between you and Scott on stage. And I want to ask you, it came out spontaneously, or it is something that you work for it?
I think me and Scott, it took a long, Scott's like my road dad. Does that make sense? Like when I first went out on tour, Scott was the guy in the band. He was a guitarist. He was sort of like took me under his wing, like, don't do that. That's stupid. Do this. Sort of looked out for me as everybody did. But I mean, me and Scott have been playing together a long time, so we have certain parts where for the solos we'll go up to the front, but we're at the stage now where you can look at the person and know, oh, we're going to do that and I'll do that. And I also think being on stage, I'm always trying to be aware of, okay, Jeff's moved back, so I can move into that spot. Scott's moved, and I know that it's a conversation that we're all aware about. So all of us are thinking that way. So we all sort of move around, we just try and make it so there's no empty spaces. And I think if everybody's on board with that, it all works quite well.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally get that. Mauro, isn't it time for your usual question to our guitar player guests?
Okay. If you have to do a G3, okay, so you have to pick 3 of your favorite guitarists to play with. Which guitarist will you choose?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I know, man.
Mick Mars for starters. I definitely would play Mick Mars, man. I think he's got so much still to teach with like even the way he plays blues and everything. I want to play with Slash, but even just to jam behind him, even just to do rhythm stuff and just sort of let him solo over it. And I'd love to play with Chris DeGarmo, just because that drive people up the fucking wall. So I'd love to play with Chris DeGarmo, and yeah. But I mean, it's weird for me because I do play for like my idol, so I play for like my favorite band. Like I love playing the songs I play. Like if this question had been asked me a few years ago, I'd been like, oh, I'd love to have played for Queensryche. I'd love to have played for Jeff Tate.
Okay.
So it's just weird.
Okay.
Amazing.
You
You
are
realize
doing that.
You're realizing a dream. You're making a dream come true.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. iCall is already on the way, even before touring. Next year in Germany, you and Scott Martin, we have together a tequila again. So, yeah.
Yeah, Scott likes his tequila. Scott always there's been so many nights me and Scott have just been like drunk and two of us hanging out. And I mean, he's got so many stories as well because he was around for the whole 80s thing. And, he could write many books. So he's always fun to hang out with.
Oh, yes. Yes, you are great guys. Also, when there are a lot of bands with people in them that do not have personality, but you are a great band altogether. But you are also great persons with great personalities, taken singularly. So. It was just great. There was not enough time, to be honest, to know better each other. So
I agree.
I'm glad that we are having this chat.
Me too, guys. Yeah, be good to get together again in the future.
Oh yes, I hope so. We have another question about tattoos, actually, and we already made them because we were about to ask you.
Yeah.
I didn't read the question, so sorry. Someone just burned the question for us. So just go on with the other one. Do you have any musical projects besides Operation MINDCRIME? We already know the answer, but
I do. I have Till Death Do Us Part, which is with Emily Tate singing that as Jeff Tate's daughter. So we aren't as heavy. To be honest, we're actually pretty poppy. It's sort of like a Depeche Mode kind of sounding band. I really like that stuff. So we've been doing that, working the album for that. I also do my own sort of freelance engineering and producing, stuff. Excuse me. But yeah, just try and sort of I try and do like I'll do like classes at like ACM and lectures and stuff, and try and any teaching I can do. I just try and take work where it comes as well. But Till Death Do Us Part and Jeff Tate is where you'll be able to hear me play live.
That's great. Do you take care of the engineering part as well, right?
I take part of the what? Sorry.
The engineering part of the songs. Do you?
For most of it, yeah, I have. I do lots of the recording and some of the mixing. I deal with lots of the backing tracks, and then normally our sound engineer Alex Hart, who's he'll finish some stuff up. But yeah, I just think it's like when you're a musician, you just need to know as much as possible about different things, so you can always try and jump in. So I went to college for sound production, but I dropped out. But I mean, I sort of got enough, and now I keep learning. So YouTube is very good as well.
Yes, I totally agree. Also, there is nothing better than just do the stuff with the machines and
100%.
learn by doing and by ear.
Yeah, man. Like that's the thing. It's like people go, "How do you know if it sounds good?" It's like if it sounds good. You have ears. Like you if it doesn't sound good, change it.
Yes, I agree. That's how it should be. And which are your hobbies and interests besides music?
Music. I'm honestly pretty boring apart from that, to be perfectly honest. what would I like to do? I like horror movies. I'm really into horror movies. That's pretty much it. I like horror movies. I like music. Music's my thing. I like smoking. I like smoking weed. I like drinking tea. Yeah, no, I love touring, man. Like I love being on the road and that's like that feels like okay, things are going right. So that to me, like when I'm on tour, that's me. I'm fulfilled. I'm cool. So that's sort of what I live for.
That's absolutely great. Do you guys have anything to say about this? Probably not.
No, what can you say? Music is
What's your
everything.
hobbies? What do you guys do when you're not in Ravenscry?
I like meditation. Also reading. I'm a very good reader, and I think that's pretty much.
So easy.
Yeah, watching movies, watching Netflix.
For me, it's watching TV series on Netflix and maybe Amazon Prime sometimes. And during this lockdown, I just restart to play on video games. So yeah, just
Awesome, man. What
doing
games
some
do you
nerd
play?
stuffs. For example, playing Halo or
Is it
Halo.
is it an
Halo.
is it
I just
is it an Xbox
restart
One?
to play.
Is it on the Xbox
No,
One?
I have an Xbox 360, and I bought a remastered copy of Halo 1, so I just play on it. And another game that I really like is Assassin's Creed. Yeah, and Mortal Kombat. Yeah, but I prefer FPS. So like Halo or Medal of Honor or Battlefield or whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty good, by the way. So
Awesome.
That's great.
yeah. I hate Guitar Hero, by the way. So because
me
it's
too.
impossible.
I can't play
Yeah,
Guitar Hero.
yeah, it's impossible. Yeah,
Impossible. Makes no sense.
Never played it.
yeah, because you have to push button.
Yeah, it doesn't
So,
have
yeah,
anything to
you
do
have
with
to
the
push
guitar.
buttons instead of stroke strings. Yeah, it's like play. I don't know. I can explain that.
It's
Yeah,
not
And
like
so
playing.
It's impossible.
because you're always at parties and people are
Thank
like
you.
Guitar Heroes there, and people are like, "Oh, you're a guitarist. You'll be really good at Guitar Hero." And then you suck, and 'cause it's not on the
Yeah.
notes. It's different, man. It's hard.
Oh yes.
I was really sad about because I just
I was saying that I used to have hobbies before getting, a professional musician, but now I don't have time for anything else besides music. I'm working with or for music like 16 hours a day, and when I finish, I just have to, do life stuff like eating and sleeping and that stuff. So yeah, no hobbies, not anymore. I used to like, just going out into nature, hiking, off-roading, and all the stuff. Video games as well, but RPGs, not FPS. And I just don't have any more time.
I totally get you. And it's sometimes hard as well, because if you're a self-employed musician like us, it's hard to think and actually say to your brain, okay, I've actually done a lot of work today. Because to me, music doesn't feel like work. So I'll work like 10 hours mixing a song, and if they were like, oh, you need to take a break, and I feel like I've not worked in the day, you know. But because it's music, I think as well people need to understand that music is work, and you can but it's a full-time job, man.
Yep. Yeah. Really.
Do you practice any kind
And,
of sport or something like that?
Sports? No, I'm not good at any sports. I used to play football a little bit as a kid, but I was really bad. So no, don't play any kind of sports at all.
So there's also a question for Jesse, who asks, "What's your favorite horror movie?"
Oh,
That's a good question. I could go on for hours. I guess my favorite, if it's all time favorite, it has to be Lost Boys, just because I just think that's the coolest movie ever. I love the old Hammer, like Dracula's. I love the old Frankenstein's. I really love zombie movies, so like Dawn of the Dead, and like I'm really into that, like The Exorcist and The Omen. I just all horror movies, you know. I guess I think my favorite of all of them in the franchise would be Halloween. Halloween.
Okay.
Tops it all.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. My connection just, I don't know, killed itself. So, yeah. Oh, I see that. Yes, the question. Yeah, that's great. Do we guys have any other question for Kieran?
okay. Oh,
Well, we have the final speech.
Oh, yes. We use with the final speech from.
We lost Fudge again. Well, we usually end with a final speech, so you can maybe tell something to our friends and fans that are watching us, and some recommendations or inspirational talk or speech that you can tell them.
Okay. Well, no, thank you everybody that's watched the thing and listened, and you guys are great. I'm really looking forward to. I didn't know the new album's out. I'm gonna go check out that new album after this, which everybody else should do, which is obviously available on Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff. Yeah, don't go outside and give everybody corona, because then live music can't happen. Don't believe all the bullshit everybody's telling you. White front to back. But no, just keep listening to music, and thank you for watching, and thank you guys for having me on the chat. It's been fun.
Thanks to you, man.
You're
In the
welcome.
meanwhile, we want to share all the social media where you can find anything from Kieran. You can follow him on Instagram and also on
Look at
his
that.
Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah, down there. Yeah.
Thank you guys. That's great.
It was a pleasure.
Let's see if Fajo will come back to say hello to you. I think he's having some issues with internet right now. No, he's not coming back.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, remember to subscribe to our channel to be aware of our live chats on YouTube and Facebook. Fajo's back, maybe.
I am
Yeah.
to my mobile connection because my other connection is. Did I miss the final speech?
Yeah.
I solved all the world's problems.
Yeah, here we are.
I donated $1 million to the band.
Fuck. Luckily for me, it was recorded, so I will watch it again.
But I was just saying thank you very much for having me on the chat. I really appreciate your time, guys.
Thanks to you for finding the time to join us. It was great. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Awesome. Well, listen, I'll catch you guys later. But thank you so much for having me.
thanks to you, man. Have a great day.
Bye bye.
Night. Bye.
Good night.
Thanks to you, man.
So thank you, everybody, and remember to subscribe to our channel on YouTube or on our page on Facebook, so
Bye.
you can get the notifications when we go live again. But anyway, we will go live every Monday and every Thursday. So yeah, thank you very much, and
Again.
have a great one. Bye.
Good night. Good night.